Hi everyone, welcome back to the new lecture of my AWS certification series. If you are new, you can start from the lecture 1. We are on lecture 4 of this series, which is regarding the certification of AWS. I'm going to make 3 tutorials every week so you can follow the path and do your AWS certification. The topic we are going to discuss today is EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, is one of the most popular services of AWS, which provides secure, resizable compute capacity in the cloud. This is where the cloud began and changed the world. It is designed to make a web-scale cloud computing easier for the developers. It mainly consists of some of the features, which is the virtual machine, which is EC2, how to create the virtual drives for data storage in the cloud, which is EVS, distributing the load across different servers or different virtual machine by elastic load balancer, scaling the services using auto scaling groups. We will discuss all these features in detail in the coming lectures. Today we are going to discuss basically about EC2. We are going to launch our first virtual machine and some overview of the major features while launching a EC2. So let's start the hands-on. So I'm already logging in my AWS console, which I created a particular user in the last lecture by IAM. So we are going to do EC2. It's there, but I always prefer to search the term over here. Let's go to EC2. If you see, we have 0 running instance, 0 dedicated hosts, 0 IPs, load balancer, security groups, which are defaults. So here we will go to instance. Click on launch instance. So if you see here in AMI, which is Amazon Machine Image, basically these are the images to launch any operating system based virtual machine. So you can select according to your requirement. But for this course, we are going to free tier, so we need not to pay for it. And I'm going to select the latest Amazon Linux 2. So let's select this. Again, I will opt for the free tier, so we need not to pay. For general purpose and for our tutorial, it will work fine. It have one virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM. So I can directly review and launch, but I want to go step by step so you can understand the terms better way. Let's click on configure instance details. So if you see, the number of instances is 1. We did not request on spot this purchasing option. We are going for the free. This says the virtual private network, so we will leave it like default. We will learn about VPC subnet and capacity reservation in the coming lectures. So we will just do the overview and how to launch the first virtual machine and how to connect it. So subnetting is enabled by default. We will leave it like this. Capacity reservation open. IAM role, leave it like this. We will learn how to create IAM role for the machines in future. Shutdown behavior, you can put a stop or terminate. We will prefer stop because we need to stop and start the machine many times. Product again section, we will leave all these things like this. Monitoring, we will enable monitoring in the coming lectures, so how you can monitor your virtual machines or EC2 machines. And other things we will leave like this and click on the next. So by default it comes with a 8 GB storage. If in the future we will know how to add additional volumes to the machine, etc. But for now we will go with the 8 GB storage. So if you rule, it will be the root volume for the machine. The partition will be dev x day 1. This will be the snapshot for recovery. The size will be 8 GB. Volume type we can select according to the requirement, but for now we are going to use the general purpose. Now to next, add tags. It's like you can add tags for the machine, like if I put here name my test machine, you can add another tag, usage for testing. So you can add tags to the EC2 instances. Now next, this is the security group. We will learn about it in future with completely detailed because it's one of the important topics. So for now there is only one rule. There is by default. So it's for SSH service. The protocol is TCP. The port it's going to use is 22, and the source from where the machine can connect is for now is 00, means that anyone can connect. And here's the description. So you can add additional rules. I will show you in the coming lectures to enable. Basically it's the firewall of the machine. So here if you can see, it's the warning that it's not advisable to allow anyone to connect to your machine. So if you go in production environment, you can configure what ports are allowed to connect and which IP you can, like if you know only a particular IP need to be connected, you can allow that IP or the subnet. So now, and is the default security name group. You can create particular groups and add to the multiple machines. Now review and launch. If you see, before launching it gives you all the details of the machine. So now one of the important things, to connect to the machine we need to create the key pair. So to connect to this virtual machine we need to generate a key, which I will show you how to use the key to connect it. So let's give the key name my test, download the key pair which will be PAM, and we can launch the instance. So the instance is launching. We can even view the logs, or we can go to our dashboard, EC2. So if you see how many instances are there. So the status is initializing. In the meantime, the machine gets started. What we need to do, we need to convert this PAM file. If we are going to use putty to connect it, so we need to convert the PAM key to PPK key. So I will show you how to do it. Okay. We need to use puttygen. You will have it. One second, I also have it. Okay. So you need to load your key, which we downloaded. Select all because it's PAM file. So after importing, what you need to do, you need to save the private key, and it will give an error or a warning basically. So you can put a passphrase if you want to protect it. We are not going to do it. We will just save the key, and let me save test.ppk on my desktop. Save it. So how to connect the instance we launch. If you go here in the description, it will show you the public IP and the public DNS. So we are going to use the public IP to connect to this machine. Just put the IP, and we need to load the private key to connect it. Before that, I need to give user ec2-user @ so always use ec2-user when you are going to use the key. And how to load your key, you need to go to SSH, authentication, browse the key, we save it on desktop. So the key name was test, open, accept. So if you see, I'm already logged in my machine. So this is how we launch an instance. Let me exit. And what other things we can do? You can change the instance state. You can stop it, reboot it, or terminate it. If you terminate, all the data and the virtual drive we use for this will be deleted automatically. It will give you the error also. So always try to use the free tier. So because we want this course to be as free as possible. So if you use any other tier, it will be charged from your credit card, which we added during the creation of the account. So try to do it yourself. If you have any questions, please write in the comment, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you in the next lecture soon.